What is the point of strength training and how does it craft resilience for life? See, I want to talk about the topic of how important it is to normalize strength training. As you all know, exercise is one of the 3 core pillars to living a healthy lifestyle, to being energetic, to feeling better. We could broadly split exercise into cardio and strength. And when we're talking about strength training, we're talking about any form of exercise or any type of training where your body is pushing against an external load. We can talk about lifting weights, doing resistance bands or calisthenics or bodyweight workouts. Generally, anytime your muscle is squeezing, is pushing through resistance, where we build strength and gain muscle, that is resistance or strength training. I think the previous dogmas, like if you're over 40 years of age or if you're young and your parents are over 40 years of age, you've probably heard the stigma about how weightlifting is just for bros and it's very dangerous and you're going to become too muscular and all that jazz, right? But in reality, our parents, who in most cases have shaped our perception about strength training, haven't been exposed to the science we have currently. Like the science, the new fitness trends, the new research shows incredible benefits from strength training. And we're really not just talking about like looking better or fitter at the beach. We're talking about everything in life and how it relates to crafting healthier bodies. Strength, or gaining strength in a functional sense, of course, means a lot for life in terms of you being able to move, you being functional, and you being healthy. And I think we should normalize it. I think it's not just for bros, and I think it's extremely important part, or it should be a very important part, a piece of everyone's training, of everyone's lifestyle. To be able to squat, to deadlift, to push overhead, to row heavy things towards your body. I don't think it's just for bros. I think it should be normalized and everyone who can should do it. I think we need more good role models. We're talking about older people promoting it. We're talking about moms. We're talking about busy entrepreneurs. Everyone in any different area or phase of their life should strength train, and it's good for them to do it. Of course, in an individualized manner based on their needs, goals, health outcomes, etc. Strength is the fundamental piece to a functional life. To move freely in space, to lift your kids up, to hike up Mount Everest, to feel good in your body, to bike to work and run up the stairs, to defend your family if needed, to sustain independence in old age, to travel further and explore more. It mainly depends on strength training. What are the real-life benefits of strength training? What does strength training actually help your body to do? First is functionality. So anything that relates to movement, really. You hiking up with your friends, playing frisbee with your kids, having quality sex with your wife, going up the stairs, traveling more, further, and having more adventures. For all of this, you need to be functional, to be able to move and to sustain movement for longer duration. Deadlifts help you stand up straight and carry heavy objects. Squats help you get off the couch and climb up the mountain and go up the stairs. Like rowing helps you pull and open a heavy door and improves your posture. Any push motions help you defend and push something off and place an object above your head, etc. The muscle is a longevity organ, and it's an extremely important organ for metabolic health. It's literally the only thing you have voluntary control over, and it's crucial for keeping your blood glucose levels stable. That is exactly why they call it the longevity organ. See, when you have more muscle, a more muscular frame, even if you eat more and even if you had more sugars, your body is able to pull those carbs, those sugars in because you have a lot of muscle that can store that glycogen. This is very good news for metabolic health and metabolic function. And that, considering it's one of the primary drivers of disease like diabetes, obesity, diseases that stem from inflammation, etc., having more muscle is extremely important for longevity, for living longer, feeling better, and having more stable blood glucose levels. Maintain muscle. As research develops, one thing becomes clearer. Gaining and maintaining muscle is the thing we want if we are interested in living long. Muscle is the longevity organ that helps with, first, metabolic function, the organ that sucks up glucose, maintaining stable blood sugar levels, preventing or reducing the chances of obesity, diabetes, and metabolic dysfunction. 2. Movement. It keeps us functional, strong, and mobile. We need dense bones, strong tendons, and thick muscles to move freely and resist the physical stressors of life. 3. Longevity. It maintains grip strength, one of the most important indicators of longevity. The faster it falls, the higher the risk of mortality. How to stick to strength training, like how to become a consistent lifter, or in any other endeavor that you like. Well, focus on the feeling. I've noticed that when I train for the benefits, like I'm gonna grow a little bit more muscle and look sexier at the beach, it doesn't really resonate with my mind. Like it's not a hard enough reason. I don't really care about it that much for me to push weights in the gym. Like it's not as meaningful to my brain. And I'll talk a little bit later about why percentages and numbers don't matter as much. They're just tools for your brain to have a specific aim at something. What really matters are real life stuff like becoming more functional, living longer, and feeling better. So if we can agree upon that the percentage of fat or the amount of muscle mass you put on your body isn't gonna really motivate you to train, what will? Well, for me, it's finding and crafting a routine that you can enjoy. We all have things and exercises we like to do more of and less of. And even if you look at the pros in the industry, every one of them says it's more important. Most of them say that it's more important to find and do the things you enjoy or cycle through them in a way that's going to make you more consistent. None of the science bros actually works out or supplements the way he knows to be the most effective. They do what they need to do for the 90% of the benefit, but that is completely okay because you want the higher return on investment habits to push you further, but you also want to do them in a manner that's sustainable. We humans don't like to be very restricted and measure every little gram of creatine that goes in our body. We just know that creatine is good and we're gonna have around 5 grams. But it's not about, optimizing things to the last percentage and number and all the little technicals kind of stuff, right? It's more about finding a way to do the big, meaningful stuff and crafting a routine that's gonna make you enjoy it. And for me, the best tip that helped me stay consistent is actually focusing on the feeling. Focusing on the feeling gives me some sort of, it kind of reduces a lot of the friction I would have that's associated to going to the gym. Like when I would just put that music and head into the gym, and I don't really think about pain or pushing. I just go and I start doing my thing. And 10 minutes, it's hard when I warm up, but after that, it's kind of like, it feels like, I'm glad I did it. I feel really good. I feel the adrenaline. I feel the cortisol. I feel the pump. I feel my body sweating down, but it feels really good. I feel powerful. I feel confident. And if you can just focus on the feeling that you'll gain in the middle of the workout, that's so stimulatory for you to get your ass up off the couch and go and do it. Let's take a simple but hard task we know it's good for us. Go to the gym. If we haven't been visiting the gym, this is a huge step up. Even one visit seems like a huge task. But the more we go there, the more we get to know the people, the equipment, the more exercises we master, the more we sweat, the more normal this environment becomes. See, that one visit at the gym weekly was a huge task, but with time, it becomes way smaller, and with time, it becomes normal, a habit on autopilot you don't ever think about. The real benefits do not lie in percentages. They lie in bringing more physicality to your life, becoming more resilient, becoming more functional, increasing your confidence, etc. See, I see this with a lot of guys. They have this magical number in their head, like when I'm gonna be able to lift 180 kilograms on the deadlifts, it's just like flipping a switch. Like everything in my life is going to change. I'm gonna make more money, girls are gonna like me more, da da da. In reality, that number doesn't matter. Like what matters in this sense is that you're having a big, tough challenge that you're overcoming, and that is building you up to be a more resilient person, a more fit person. That's to a degree, it builds your identity of, oh, I've pushed through a heavy, hard challenge, and now I'm better because of that. I know I can take in even bigger challenges in my life. That's what it's all about. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing bad about setting specific measures and setting specific goals. It's actually a great tool for your mind to be able to focus sharply and climb up the ladder. It's how we as humans work. But the real benefits, this is very important, the real benefits are not you looking hotter at the beach. That doesn't matter that much. What you maybe are trying to do is to find a mate that's just gonna find you attractive, because of which you're gonna fall in love and build a deeper connection, which will lead to marriage and kids and blah, 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 blah. And that is the depth of the meaning behind, not the percentage of muscle or fat, you know? The real life benefits, which I like to call them, are being able to move more, to go on adventures, to take on bigger challenges and risks, to enjoy quality sex better, to be healthier, to live longer. All of these things are the real deep meaning behind why you exercise in the gym. It's not the percentage of fat nor the kilograms on your deadlift. It doesn't matter. The point of strength training is that it brings some form of physicality into your life. Like you know that when you've pushed through that challenge, you've become more resilient. You've become stronger in the gym, and this translates in real life. You've become stronger in real life as well. It's like when I see a fit person, I automatically think, oh, they have their shit together. Like I trust them to do this for me. And that's not necessarily always the case. A lot of people may just have their shit together in terms of fitness and exercising, but not necessarily in other areas of life. But what it sort of signals to our subconscious is that, oh, this person feels worthy enough of taking care of himself. This is a priority. He works hard and he can challenge himself. And it's good. Like when you see a fit person, it is not just inspiring, but it tells you something about them. In a way, strength training is a mental exercise, a form of a mental fitness, which sort of translates how pushing through hard movements, hard physical challenges, makes you more mentally strong to face life challenges. Resistance training crafts your persona. Undergoing heavy physical tasks makes you more mentally resilient. It brings primal physicality we don't get anywhere anymore. It awakens the giant within you. It awakens the animal that's in you. Pushing through the squat, the deadlift, the overhead press transforms you. You're literally a different person after having been through it. You can attack life. You don't just hide in your own corner. You've been through hardness. You're ready to step up your game. Lift, push, resist. To close this off, I just want to talk about one little thing, and that is that you'll never get too muscular. A lot of people are heading with the excuse of, I don't want to look like a bodybuilder, especially females, right? Let me tell you something. You are never going to look like a bodybuilder. Like, it's insanely hard to put on muscle. There's so many people around the world that do that as it's their job, and that lift for 3 hours a day, and they take performance enhancing drugs, and they eat like a monster, and they still can't get muscular enough. To get over the let's call it natural fit phase to being extra muscular, it's so undoable for many people. And like the best thing about it is, if you really think that's gonna happen, what you're gonna have to do is stop lifting weights as much and maybe cut a little bit on your calories, and literally that's it. But I don't know anyone who went to the gym and regretted how much muscle they have. You want more of it. You want to get as much of it. And of course, I don't mean in a literal sense, but I mean it in the sense that people in general don't have their lifestyles fixed to have nowhere near as sufficient muscle mass and quality as they would need to if they were interested in being the healthiest, strongest, and most long-living person they could be. And so in that context, you don't have to fear getting too muscular. Just go and train. Another thing is, you won't look bulky if you put on muscle. Actually becoming stronger and fitter at the gym is gonna look a lot fitter, and in a sense that it's not gonna be bulky. What we don't like is too much fat, not muscle. So if you can put on muscle and really control the percentage of fat, you're just gonna look fitter, not bulkier. That's around it for me today. Just go train and do more. Strength training can help you do a lot of things better in your life. And yes, I think it should be normalized that strength training should be included in most people's exercise regimes. We all need some form of strength. We all need dense bones, adapted tissues and ligaments and tendons that can help us move. We all need a strong central nervous system that can activate. We all need quality muscle tissue that's gonna suck up that glucose. So yeah, go and train.